Welcome to Stack and Smash Radio episode number 22. I'm Jesse Wilkins.
The Rock is in the building.
I'm Andy.
Yeah. So.
And that's Rob Coakley.
Yeah, I don't care who I am.
We are live from the greatest bar. Well, not live, actually. This is a pre-recorded episode.
Well, technically, we're live.
We were kind of live for a little bit.
We are alive, though.
We are alive.
Dave, cue the intro.
Cue the intro.
And now it's time for
Stack and Smash Radio. Amazing sales clerk checking out my package. Not part of the Jodie Foster fan club anymore that I created.
I just have a very hard time expressing my emotions, and I can't stop from yelling.
Welcome to the show. So, here we are on the second floor of the greatest bar. This is a new thing for us.
I'm so upset you're back. Let's start with that.
I'm back from the. I'm back. I had a 1 week hiatus, a little vacation. It was nice, and now I'm here. And
I challenged you last time, and you didn't respond.
I did not respond. No, I planned on responding. But
Yeah.
it was a busy week.
Yeah.
It was a busy week. Second time on the show, we have Andy Belmont back. What's up, Andy?
No, nothing much. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, it's
Really
good to have
appreciate it, you know.
Yeah.
All right, you can leave now.
Okay.
Yes. Well, thank you for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Which way do I go?
We sent Greg on a beer mission, and it wasn't completed.
I mean, what is going on with that? All right, let's discuss Greg's life. Until we get our beer from Greg, what we're going to do is we're going to break down Greg's life.
Greg,
Well, he wears glasses,
he
first
wears
of all.
glasses, so that's a bad start.
you know,
That's a bad.
Yeah.
He's immediately, on that
If you
boat.
wear glasses, don't watch this show. We don't want you.
But if you do wear glasses and you are watching the show, wear the glasses so you can see it.
Yes, obviously.
I mean, I guess. I guess.
Anyway, so that was a bad start. And then
Also, Greg has a Tupac tattooed on his chest.
he does.
What?
That happened.
Yeah, tattoo.
What a loser. Oh, my
It's
God.
not actually like Tupac's face, but it should be.
It should be.
It's a Tupac quote. Other things I don't like about Greg.
I'm just going to throw that out there. That's actually Paul with the Tupac quote.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Paul.
All right. Well, Paul sucks too. So, so that's two of them. And other things I don't like about Greg. He's Greg.
Loves V-necks,
He's taller than us.
I love
That's
V-necks,
one thing.
though.
but you're not wearing one now.
He is taller than us, and I'm very upset about how much taller than us he is.
Yeah.
He's like 6'4" for no reason.
No reason at all.
He doesn't use it.
Yeah. He
So,
wears glasses, so he can't be an athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to Horace Grant it out there.
Horse Grant.
It'd be ridiculous.
I don't know.
They don't even allow that anymore. Yeah. Anyways.
He doesn't wear underwear.
That's
Don't
another
worry
thing.
about how I know that. But it's a fact.
Rob does make sure, though.
Yeah.
he does
This is
confirm
prerequisite for being my friend. I have to know the underwear situation.
Ah.
Hello.
Hello.
What are you wearing for underwear?
The zombie.
I'm wearing that new thing. It's like that
That
thing.
one-
It just
the one
cups
leg?
it.
Yeah.
It cups it and then
Oh,
wraps
just
it
Wrapped
around.
around one leg?
Yeah.
Scoops up.
Oh,
Yeah.
if you guys
Yeah.
haven't seen that, it's the greatest invention of all time.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, that's when I usually wear it, though. Like at night at secret bars.
I
And
thought you were just going to say when you get knighted. Which
It's usually a one-time thing, but for Andy, I mean, if he gets knighted, he wants to be dressed accordingly.
usually they knight you, on the shoulder.
Yeah.
You're always on your knees, but
yeah.
they sometimes knight me on my face. Sometimes I get knighted, on my chest. It really depends
Knighted. Yes.
on the
That's how they say it, right?
situation.
Me and Andy are actually going to Europe next summer, so I hope this happens.
Oh, we'll be knighted, all knighted. Don't worry about that.
You guys will be getting knighted the whole trip.
Nightly.
What is it? What's the game plan for the trip? Where are you guys going?
Well, we're going to start in London.
Yeah.
That is the only thing we have planned so far.
Yep.
I'm buying a super giant backpack for that. And
I feel like you have to. If you're on a Euro trip, you have to have like the giant backpack with a coiled up, like almost like a hiking trip.
that's what I'm doing. We're
Yeah.
going to backpack Europe. So
Yeah.
I'm not bringing like a suitcase. Well, I don't have a suitcase. What am I talking about? I'm not bringing luggage. I'm
That's-
just bringing the backpack. And we're going to stay in hostels and get murdered.
I
Yes.
mean, okay, how long are you planning to do this trip for?
2
though?
weeks.
I plan to get murdered within 5 days.
In 2 weeks. So how much? Let's just talk about this from a hygiene standpoint. How much clothes can you fit to withstand are you going to find laundromats in Europe?
Of course.
Have you started mapping out your laundry maps? Laundry
Laundromat maps.
laundry map.
Laundry
Have you made a laundry map? Is it washable? Is that another thing that you planned out?
Well, I plan on just by the time we get to Italy, just having some old woman sew me new clothes.
Yes, all new. Well, honestly, we don't really prepare on washing our own clothes.
Yeah.
Because we plan on meeting women who
wearing
can not
their
only
clothes.
show us, yeah.
We're gonna wear their clothes.
That's when I'd be knighted in.
Women who you can night with,
Yes.
Yeah.
and also do your laundry for you.
No, I'm just gonna wear their
Precisely.
clothes.
Well, I guess we have a different agendas then.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're no longer going together.
Okay, that's fine.
Or you could just travel from nudist beach to nudist beach and not even worry about clothes whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other things we can do.
Yeah.
Well, then we can't go to Germany.
Do they not allow nudist beaches in
It might be a
Germany?
landlocked country.
This is something new.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, there's no beaches. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Like,
there
you
might be.
You bring a vocabulary.
Yeah,
to the show.
this is not new. This is actually just geology.
Geography.
Geography.
Geology. Yeah,
Yeah,
geology
whatever.
is.
This is not geology.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I don't
so-
understand I don't even know the definition of geology, so I called you out on something that I wasn't even sure. Anyways, so no beaches in Germany?
There might be one on like the Nordic Sea. I don't know.
Will you guys be sailing into Normandy?
Yes.
That's the only way to arrive in Europe.
Actually,
Yeah.
we're gonna take the Channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us of what this is.
Well, the Channel is a tunnel, but they put a CH in front of it for some stupid reason.
Kind of like how they talk about like a tune is a tune.
Precisely, or schedule. Our schedule for our Europe trip.
So you guys are
includes-
scheduling out your Europe trip.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
No big deal.
We're not too, we're not gonna stress over that.
That'll be fun. So
It's
what are
next
what
summer.
are the key points? Like where do you guys definitely want to go? I know
We're looking-
London. You talked to Italy, maybe Germany.
We are.
Is
also-
it relying on whether or not there are beaches?
I want to hit Paris.
Yep.
I also wanted to hit Amsterdam, which doesn't make too much sense for me personally, but I still just want to go there.
Well, there is a lot of culture in Amsterdam. It's just not about smoking weed.
That's the
See,
thing.
that's
yeah.
the misconception that people
is the
have.
misconception.
Is that 420?
It's just when anyone's in their 20s and they decide to go to Amsterdam, it's like everyone's like, we know why.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Yeah.
not forget that they also have prostitution, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's very legal there. But they also have a period of extraordinary. It's called the golden age, actually, of Dutch artwork. The Dutch masters, and they made a bunch of paintings and things like that, and really changed the culture, such as I think Rembrandt and things like that.
So this is what do you guys have in line?
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of art.
So
You jealous?
a lot of
Yeah.
not doing laundry and looking at paintings.
No, doing laundry.
All right. Nah, just doing laundry.
Yeah, I'm just
All
trying
right. So you heard it here first that Rob and Andy, they're going to Europe to do laundry.
Is this the first place they've heard it? I mean, I guess it depends on who we're talking about. I mean, who are you specifically talking to that heard it here?
Literally
first?
nobody, because currently we're not even streaming live. So I guess whoever listens to this.
I guess Dave, because he has headphones on.
Well, this Dave now knows.
Yeah, Dave
what
knows
your
I'm going
agenda
to
is
Europe
for
next
Europe.
summer.
Yeah, that's it. So, anyways,
Dave, what do you want us to talk about? Since you're our only listener right now. Rembrandt?
who went down and
The follower. I can talk all about that.
He can.
So in 406, actually, the Visigoths or the Goths sacked Rome, and because of that, Rome had been falling apart and things like that, and they were too big. They expanded too much to maintain themselves. It's like if you have a girlfriend and then 10 other girlfriends, right?
we've all been there.
Yeah.
Like numbers 8, 9, and 10 are going to start being, attacked by all these other dudes, and you can't pay attention to them because,
you're too worried
they're
about
the
your,
8.
you're too worried about your
You're worried about
Thursday.
your
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
They're the 8, 9, 10, side
yeah.
pieces.
8, 9, and 10, they didn't got a day.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your Sunday gonna do?
You can,
I don't know, but she's screwed.
yeah. For those 10 days of the week that we're talking about. Yeah. Or she's not screwed. I don't know.
Not by you.
Not by you.
You're
Yeah,
too
not
busy
by
with
you.
Sunday.
Too busy with
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Can't worry about Thursday.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's a great comparison.
Yeah, and then
So I got this hat. I don't know if you
This is
guys
a
seen it.
shiny hat.
Yeah.
That's good. For all the people that are listening and not watching the show, Rob brought in a very vibrant hat. It has lights in it that only really works much better on this side than it does on this
Well,
side.
it's supposed to be lighting up. I think it's all on how I look at you
Oh, maybe, yeah, that's true.
type of deal.
Yeah, okay.
It's like a chameleon. I'm like a chameleon.
Literally nothing like a chameleon.
Andy's like a chameleon.
Not like
Jesse's
a
no
chameleon.
chameleon.
Yeah, no, I guess I'm not.
Jesse doesn't know how to blend in.
I'm a
He has-
chameleon.
He has flowers on his hat. You can't blend in with flowers.
Yeah, I guess so.
No.
Unless you're a florist, I guess.
So, bad week for the NFL.
Bad week for my jokes.
How about that
apparently,
seg?
as
Bad
well.
week for my segue, too,
Yeah.
I guess. But hey, oh my God, Greg is here with beer. What a delight. So many beers. Hey, did you get one for yourself?
Yeah, I got mine.
All right,
Yeah,
good. I sent Greg to get beers earlier. I'm
Yeah.
like, get one for yourself and pay for it carefully. You're dripping.
And
You're
I don't
dripping
know
all
if
over
anyone
the
knows,
electronics.
but John Stamos just handed me my beer. So I hope you guys are happy about
Paul just he just handed off beers and soaked up the limelight while he was doing it. Can't expect any otherwise. So
Yeah.
There's no spit or anything in them, so.
all right. Thanks, Greg.
So yeah, bad week for the NFL.
Bad week for the NFL. It was entertainment. Can
I
you,
don't know-
can you
I don't
slide?
know.
I'm gonna elbow your beer. Just put it on the other side.
I don't know if anybody's heard about this story
It's
yet.
breaking news.
Yeah.
Ray Rice punches his fiance.
Twice.
The best part of that video is when he kicks her on the ground, because that's when you knew he just didn't care.
Yeah, but was that a kicker to see if she's alive or a kicker to see if she's faking it?
Well, that's how you're gonna check and see if she's alive. Whatevs. You gonna move? You gonna let me get off this elevator?
If I saw a snake that looked dead, that's how I'd see if it was alive.
Would you marry a snake?
No.
All right. Well, that answers that question.
Glad we got that out of the way. Yeah, did you see the video?
Oh yeah, I saw the
course,
video.
yeah.
I
So,
saw it
it
a
was
couple
pretty
times.
Pretty vicious.
You know what's it's interesting. Right at the beginning of the video, the door's still open, and you see one person walk by, and the person just gets out of the line of this side of the elevator, and he just goes at her and punches her in the face the first time. Like if you haven't seen that, watch. He's like waiting for that person to just get out of his line of vision.
I don't know if I saw the first
And
punch. I saw the knockout blow.
Oh yeah.
Well, the first punch is kind of like it's not like a hard punch, because it just kind of like catches her off guard, and then she goes after
So that was
him.
only like a one-game suspension punch.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that was like he might have
First
missed
quarter.
the first half.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And he was
Now,
like,
we're talking
all
about the
right.
Ravens here, so that
Like,
makes
all right,
sense.
let me miss 2 games, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Let me just finish her. And yeah, so he and people were like arguing the point that she went after him and he was defending
It's
himself.
not an argument. I mean, they're making that argument, but it's so
right,
stupid.
but he hit her, and that made her go like kind of after him, like, because she was just
upset
assaulted,
about being assaulted.
and then
What a monster she is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she's the worst person I know.
That's just no. It was that was quite the knockout blow.
I-
Yeah, nothing. I mean, if she had if she was in the process of lighting him on fire, all right, that's fine.
Yeah,
But other than that,
that's it. That's your.
that I can't.
That's your
I
line?
can't think of too many more. If she shot him once already, and she was like, "It's time to shoot you again," then you gotta punch.
What about skill sawing his face? What if she just had a skill saw and started sawing
Just
his
fire,
face?
bro.
You gotta think about
Just
your career.
fire.
Just
you gotta
Jesse-
think.
Jesse's
You gotta
just
think
on
about
the
your
fire,
career
by
at
the
that
way.
point. You know?
Right, but Roger Goodell, he clearly, he doesn't have a problem with that.
Basically, he didn't have a problem with it until the video was released. That was like my whole spiel on the thing. It's like, okay, if it was a 2-game suspension, they knew what it was. He admitted to it. So it was like, if it was a 2-game suspension, which it shouldn't have been. Let's set that clear. I'm not defending the fact that he should have only been suspended for 2 games. But if that was the suspension off the bat, that should have stuck. But basically, from the get-go, they should have been like, "You're done." Like they should have kicked him out, be like, "Oh my God, you punched her. You admitted to it. You're done. Okay, goodbye. You're suspended indefinitely. Go argue it in court." Right? They didn't do that, and that's where they messed up. And basically, TMZ were the ones that ended his career, not the NFL.
See, I don't even completely
Yeah.
agree with you there. What my take on it is they had seen that video, and it's been
But
documented.
they knew it wasn't out to the public. It was about saving face as the NFL. Like
I
they're trying to
understand.
protect their brand. And because it wasn't hurting their brand when they had the video, Ray Rice was still helping the brand. You know,
Right,
like, oh,
right,
okay.
right. I got you, but my point is, like, they had seen that video, so they knew how bad it was.
Yes, so
and
that's
how do
why
you
he should
not
have been
expect that
suspended
to get out?
indefinitely off the bat. That's what I'm saying. It's like, all right, if that is where you're going to go with it now, that's where it should have been off the bat.
But
and
they're
this is
still
where they're
saying
wrong.
they haven't seen the video, is what's killing
Yeah, now
me.
they're trying to save face and saying that they haven't. And the cop was basically like, yeah, we sent that to you when
We
it
sent
happened.
that to you. There's 3 or 4 reporters that detailed in detail wrote
Yeah.
what happened in the video because
Exactly.
it was described to them. So
I
like,
think
that's my biggest
Yeah,
problem.
I
with
think
the
my
NFL with it.
main point about it is the video shouldn't have made the difference. The fact that he punched his fiance in the face, knocked her out, that's enough. You know what I mean? And now it's like, okay, so if you went all of this because it had a video and because TMZ basically exposed you as scumbags, why isn't Suggs getting the same treatment? Do you know about his case?
Yeah.
Do you know about Terrell Suggs, what he did?
No, I don't know what
It's-
Terrell Suggs
He
did,
was
but
charged with this, admitted to it, had a restraining order against him because he was dragging his then fiance, I believe. He was inside of the car. His kids were in the car. She was outside of the car, and he had her by the hair from outside the window, and he was just dragging her along the moving.
As he's driving?
Yeah, like not at like a high speed, and then she pressed charges, like all that kind of stuff. Now they're married. So
Yeah,
everything's great.
Of course,
they're in love.
Of course, that's the big for me.
I think he got that actually directly from Disney. A love story.
Oh, definitely.
tale.
dude.
What a love
That's Aladdin 4 actually.
Yeah.
was that happens. They bring Jafar in. Jafar goes nuts. Starts beating his wife.
Jafar definitely looks like the type. Jafar has some DUI lion face.
I mean, what if there was video of the Greg Hardy case
What was that one?
where
Oh, that one's the worst.
where he never struck her, but he was throwing her around all over the bedroom apparently, allegedly. No, not allegedly, because he admitted to it. He was
Yep.
guilty. And then her words, he threw her on a couch that was filled with assault rifles.
But that's where you keep assault rifles.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, on the couch, loaded.
That's where
you
you
know.
store them.
Safety off.
Did she end up getting shot by one of the assault rifles?
No,
right.
no.
Because that would be a suspicious story.
It'd be very
No, I just
suspicious.
threw her on my assault rifle storage couch, and one of them happened to shoot her.
It's camouflaged. I couldn't see it.
But let's protect the brand.
But he also was
Protect the
charged.
shield.
He was charged. What was his penalty? What was his suspension?
Oh, he's originally he wasn't suspended at all.
When was this?
Over the summer he got
Oh,
charged.
so it was
I
recent.
Yeah,
Okay.
in May or June.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he wasn't going to get any kind of suspension, and then they ended up, because of all the other stuff, had to step in and do
Yeah,
the same
because
thing they
now
did
it's
to
like,
Peterson.
okay, wait, it's cool to suspend these guys, or it's good to save face and act like we care. You know what I mean? And suspend these people, so now we'll suspend them. I'm all for it. I think they should be suspended. I think they should lose their jobs. I think they should face a penalty because, it'd be this, it's like, if you mess up at a job, you are going to get fired.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they're not like, well,
But here's the other thing, and then you got to look at the flip side of it, is the Ray McDonald story in San Francisco, who he's allegedly did the same thing. He beat up his fiance, but there's been no due process on that. He hasn't been charged with anything. He hasn't gone to court for anything. So where's the line there?
That's interesting.
I mean, that's where you got.
I guess you got to look at the evidence, and I mean,
you're not a
if
police
you're not-
officer. How can you look at the evidence and tell me that he's guilty?
you
If
can't. That's what I'm saying. It's if there's some kind of proof, you got to understand that the NFL is going to look at it from a brand standpoint. Like, is it going to hurt our brand? Is there evidence? Is there proof that this happened? If there isn't, then it's going to fall into that gray area. You know what I mean? Like, are people complaining about it on the internet? That's basically the line they draw.
Okay, but then let's look at this situation. This is a big hot button topic right now.
Glad we
I
did
just
that.
licked your finger.
You literally, you
Yeah.
got into
Yeah.
the moment there.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that.
happens.
Stack and Smash After Dark.
Yeah. It's a new floor, new rules.
Yeah.
New show.
So anyway, so let's say just throw a name out there, just Tom Brady.
I was
Okay.
gonna make up a name.
All right. So Tom Brady, Giselle gets really mad at him,
Yep.
and she just calls the cops like, "My husband just assaulted me.
Yep.
Like he just beat me
But
up."
he didn't,
But he didn't.
because he's Tom Brady.
But he
He
didn't.
would never do a thing like that.
But he didn't.
This
is
is
the
Boston. This is
So-
the greatest bar.
So because he was accused of it, should he be pulled off until everything?
No,
Goes
because
away.
it's Tom Brady. Can we use a different example?
No. We're
All
using
right.
a local example.
I think, and I'm going to go back to this. I think there has to be
There has to be due
there has to be
process.
some kind of it has to be like going through the court system. If you have this, all right.
Well-
Well, the Adrian Peterson thing. The Adrian Peterson. I'm sorry. The
But
Adrian
there's
Peterson
evidence on
thing.
that.
When that happened, I was kind of like what if this is just a crazy ex? Because allegedly he has a whole bunch of illegitimate children with all these crazy baby mamas running around, right? So what if it's just some girl that's like, oh, you beat my son, I want money, let's do this, I'm gonna charge you with this, you know what I mean? And then like at first I was like, hang on, let's not jump to conclusions, let's just figure out what is, what actually happened, because you could just say that, you know what I mean? And then when he got charged, when he got brought in by the police, I was like, all right, now.
How about when he admitted to it? So that's not even the same
thing. Exactly. But before all that info came out and they just said, like, this happened, now what? Like, then the internet started blowing up about it. That's when I was like, but what if? Like, let's hear the whole story.
But my point is, what if the guy doesn't admit to it? There's no, he hasn't been processed through the system. He hasn't been found guilty yet. He's not supposed to play?
I don't think so. But I think if it happens right now, which I guarantee some crazy ex-girlfriend's going to jump up and be like, LaShawn McCoy hit me.
All right, here's the perfect example. Julian Edelman 3 years ago.
Yep.
Got charged with
groping a woman
out
here somewhere.
Yep. Yeah. And then when they watched the video evidence, he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So until that all went through, is he supposed to miss games?
I don't think so. I think,
in my opinion, said you do think so.
No. I said like it has to be going through the course. That's my opinion on that. Did I say something different?
Yeah, you said that he should miss. You just said that Ray McDonald should miss games until it's done with the court.
If he's actually getting charged with something, like if that case went to the, I don't even know. I don't know what I'm saying.
Look, there's levels.
I think if you officially get charged with it,
here's the problem with it, and it just shows like. From where, you don't know what standpoint to come from. There's no black and white in this. It's a huge gray area, and you have to take it on a case-by-case basis.
I think so too, yeah.
I mean, it's just what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
There's going to be some crazy woman out there that accuses of one of these NFL players of doing something that he didn't do.
Like the Julian Edelman case.
Right. But it's going to be like, oh, he beat me, blah, 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 blah. And it's not going to be true, but it's just because he was accused, should he miss games until he's exonerated?
Well, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you to a point. However, we keep saying there's crazy women out there. In the last 3 or 4 of these cases, not including Julian Edelman, it's been the guy, AP. It's been Greg Hardy. It's been Ray McDonald.
You can't say it's been Ray McDonald. Is the point.
The point is that it's a he said, she said type thing. That's probably why there hasn't been as much publicity on it. There's no evidence like photographs, videos, things like that. There may be physical evidence on her face because I'm not even positive of what exactly went down there.
That's the point. That's just what I'm trying to make as a point.
Should he play? Should he play? In his case, I think so because
there's not enough evidence to prove otherwise. I think
right.
Basically
there's no video showing him
he
abusing
hasn't
her.
admitted to it. Like at first, I was all for the point that that the 49ers should have sat him. But the more I thought about it, it's like maybe they shouldn't sit him because once they find out that he did it, they should cut his ass right away.
Yeah, exactly.
But until then, you need to know. Like you can't.
I think it's really.
Do you want to lose your job just because
some crazy lady says something?
Someone was like, "Oh, this dude punched me." All right, you're fired.
Well, that happens all the time.
And it's ridiculous.
It is 100% ridiculous.
Right.
But it happens all the time.
Yeah, I think it's basically like if the company is going to be their own court in the case. Like the NFL is going to make the decision. Like if there's enough evidence where, like for instance, Aaron Hernandez, before he was even charged, the Patriots just like forget it. Like they obviously had an inside source on like the lawyers or whatever. And they're like, hey, it's not looking good, and they decided to cut it.
Well, they knew.
So I think it's really about like if the evidence is there and if they know it's going to be there, because it's a lot deeper than what is presented to the media, where there's like a lot more behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So I think it's really they're their own court, and basically if they think you're going to be guilty, then they're gonna punish you, and if they think that there's not enough evidence, then they're probably going to hold off to protect the brand.
Let's just not forget that, and this is the last thing I'll say on it, is that the San Francisco 49ers are kind of a shady organization. What's the guy, Alden Smith?
Yeah.
He had an assault rifle charge. Then he's sitting there jammed out of his brain with the pedal of the car up against a tree, all sorts of drugs. And now he's suspended for 9 games for doing something else ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
Bomb threat at an airport.
Was that what it was?
like, what is that guy smoking? Like,
It's something.
it's
It's probably several things. I don't know. It's
Well-
it's just. At the end of the day, like a lot of things are coming out right now, but it's just the NFL. I mean, you have a
NFL.
league that's full of that many people with that much money, and like these people that never had a real college education, probably didn't really have a real high school education. Like they might have gone to these colleges, but these are football scholarships where their classes are basically like like the game where you fit the squares into the square shape and the circle into the circle.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's just
ballroom
you're getting a
dancing,
pass,
yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
like this is not these aren't in some cases maybe. You know what I mean? But like a lot of these people are just, they're just kids.
And my
at heart,
my
you know?
final
they're
point on the
kids,
whole
yeah.
thing is just everyone in the media is making this a black and white parameters issue. There's so much gray area.
There
that
really
they
is,
Gotta,
yeah.
They gotta we had a woman tweet us and was like, she said, "Don't support any NFL sponsors," and I just go, "Why?" So that you hit them in the wallet. Oh, okay. So sponsorships account for 10% of the NFL's bottom line.
Yep.
You want me to not go to a place that, like, let's just say McDonald's sponsors the NFL.
Yeah.
You want me to, even though I don't go there anymore, but say you don't want me to go to McDonald's to a company in America.
You can't reach them from your high horse.
That's right.
Yeah, the drive through the
Yeah.
window's too
Yeah.
small down. You're like,
Yeah.
"Meh, I
So-
can't reach you from up here."
So my point being is, you don't want me to go to a.
You could probably scoop it up with your croquet
Oh,
stick.
Remember when I was trying to make a point and Jesse started water polo. So you want me to not go to a company anymore that has millions of American jobs and supports millions of American people, and you want me to stop helping them, and then they end up having to make cuts if everybody does this, and so you just want to ruin the economy. Your bottom line is
I
to
think it's
hurt.
also it's and you brought up a great point to her was that like. So you don't want me to support the charities that the NFL supports too,
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's
Right, the
it's
Devin
just-
Stillman story, Devin Stills from Cincinnati. His kid has cancer. Every Devin Stills jersey that gets sold right now, the Cincinnati Bengals I think it's 100% of the proceeds are going straight to children's cancer.
yeah. And how much of that story have you heard?
And that's the point.
Nothing.
It's not
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, it's
No,
not.
it's
And you
not,
know what?
'cause
You
it's
know what
not
else is great on that
sensational.
story? Is I think the New Orleans Saints as an organization bought 10,000 jerseys or 100 jerseys or something. I can't remember the exact number,
Yeah,
but it was a lot. And
and you didn't hear about it because they got to talk about.
so that's one
Adrian
organization
Peterson.
helping another organization, and we're talking about 4 or 5 players out of, what is that? It's
600.
Yeah, 600.
680 or something like that.
So
or is it
you-
even more?
I
It's
mean-
probably even more.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, are there scumbags? Yeah. Do you work
Yep.
with scumbags?
Of course.
I work with scumbags.
Of
Look
course.
at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at you.
He's
Paul.
trash, right? Okay. Anyways, let's listen to this is what Charles Barkley said about the Adrian Peterson thing. This is funny because
Yeah,
this
we'll
is
break this down.
This is a recipe of getting fired, in my opinion. But hey, listen to this. This is Charles Barkley talking about Adrian Peterson in Spanking Kids in the South.
What about the other? Can you hit a child?
I'm from the South. I understand boomers' rage and anger, but I think, listen, we have to accept we were born in, he's a white guy, I'm a black guy. I don't know where he's from. I'm from the South. Whipping is, we do that all the time. Every black parent in the South is going to be in jail.
All right, pause. We'll pause it. We'll pause it there. All right, so if you're a black parent from the South, according to Charles Barkley, not Stack Smash Radio or Dirty Water News, we stand by none of this. It's different. You have your own set of laws.
But I grew up down
You
south.
grew up down south, so
And it's
Those
not
circumstances.
Sorry, let's keep going.
I think we have to be careful letting people they dictate how they, treat their
Chuck,
children.
doesn't matter where you're from. Right is right and wrong is
No,
wrong.
well,
Doesn't matter where you're from.
I don't. All
right, pause it real quick.
that
so-
should have been the end of the video.
So that's Jim Rome
Yeah.
actually coming at Charles Barkley right now.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about a few different things here. First of all, good for Rome for starting to stand up to him, but him completely backing down later in this video kills me. So
I haven't even watched the video. Stop ruining it.
Listen, we spank kids in the South. I think the question about did Adrian Peterson go overboard? But listen, Jim, we all grew up in different environments. Listen, every black parent in my neighborhood in the South would be in trouble or in jail under those circumstances.
Listen, my thing.
I think then, so be it. if you beat your children,
Why is race coming into this right
it
now?
shouldn't. It shouldn't at all. It makes no difference. It's like, okay, yes, all right, then that it's just crazy.
Look, I think, and this is me going out on a limb, a big limb, and
That's a good. That's a good little
so like
pun you're doing.
like my bicep,
well,
the biggest limb of all.
considering
I'm so
Adrian Peterson
confused.
used the tree limb.
right over my
Oh,
head.
he did, yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
God! When
right
this
over my
story
head.
first broke, I spent the first 3 days of this investigation trying to figure out what the hell a switch was.
Yeah, I knew
Well,
what
if
that
you
was.
had
you were
watched
from the South, I should
if
have
you had
asked,
watched the Jacksons movie, you would have known what a switch was.
God, what have I been missing out
Yeah,
on?
I don't know, but anyway, like it's Charles Barkley was explaining black families in the South because, in my opinion, he feels like America, mainstream America, doesn't know or don't know what constitutes an African American family, what the makeup of it is. Because if you honestly think about it, it hasn't been that long since they've been able to live as 100% citizens in this country. It may just be him, and it may just be in the last this generation now of African Americans who are expressing their views and who have the stage to tell us what their lives are like, giving
Right.
their perspective. End of my opinion.
Yes, we need a
But-
bell. Cha-ching!
But race shouldn't be coming into
Right,
how.
I don't
No,
think it should.
no,
I think,
no,
yeah,
it shouldn't
it's
at all.
exactly what Jim Rome said at first, where it's like it doesn't make a difference on right or wrong. If you're going to do that, then then we're regressing back to the 1950s when it was right or wrong. It's not right for you to hit a white person, but it's fine if you hit a black person. You know what I mean? Like that's basically saying the same thing about right now with Southern black parents. It's like, why is it reversed? It's ridiculous.
Thing is, I don't want to tell anybody how to raise their kids, and I really don't want anybody telling me how to raise my kids. But let's make a distinction between child rearing and child abuse.
And that's a very.
That was child abuse. There's no fine line here.
I think there's a fine line. Jim, I've had many welts on my legs in the last.
Welts like that, young
Yes.
man?
Oh yeah, I've got beat with switches, and I hate to use. First of all, I don't even like the term. When the media talks about it, and somebody just said something on television, beating a child. Listen, we don't.
But that's what that was, though, Chuck.
We call it spanking, or we call it spanking or whipping our kids. with a
If I
stick.
see open wounds and bruises throughout a body, that is a beating.
Sure, I think those pictures are disturbing. Maybe I think Adrian said he went overboard, but as far as
Then that should be it. You went overboard. I don't disagree with, and this will probably change. I have a kid on the way. It'll probably change when I have a kid. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I think, as a child, I was, I'd get slapped, if I did something wrong.
Yeah.
And it made me afraid of doing something wrong. I wasn't abused. You know what I mean? I was never hit with a switch or a tree branch or a tire iron or a club. I was never shot. I was never stabbed. I was never skinned alive. I was
You're
never
lucky.
burned. None of those things. But
Not by
like-
your parents. You were skinned
Yes,
alive
correct.
at least
Not by
once.
not when I did something
We'll
wrong.
get into that some other
Yeah,
show.
that's into the show. That's a whole other topic. But yeah, that never happened. But I mean, that was a part of growing up. It was a part of how you punished your kids. And in my eyes, it was nothing wrong. It never crossed that line. The second you bring in a foreign object, to an extent where it leaves like wounds. If there are wounds, you went overboard.
I mean, if the kid is bleeding, you went overboard. Here's the two things that make this wrong for me is the kid is 4. Okay,
Yeah.
he's 4.
Yeah.
All right. You don't know right from wrong at 4. And number 2 is when I was disciplined as a kid, I was disciplined. There was a period of time where I, usually cried, and then my father came and explained the whole situation to me.
Were you hit
Yes.
ever with foreign objects?
A belt.
Belt.
Yeah, once.
Right, yeah.
Honestly, I was hit with a belt once. I saw my older brother hit with a belt twice, and my little brother once, and that was it.
Yeah.
Never was it, anything crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
My dad didn't grab the
And I'm not
Scrabble
saying-
board
yeah,
out
I'm
and
not
start,
saying anything's-
crushing
yeah.
us in the head with it.
Yeah, I have plenty of friends that were hit with belts. My mother was hit with wooden spoons. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like we're all, none of us feel like we were abused. It wasn't abuse.
Right,
It was
no.
like, and I think, without going too politically incorrect, I believe like America has gotten very soft with the laws and everything like that. I think if you want to slap your kid upside the head or if you want to spank your child, I think it's to your discretion. If there's a line that you cross, like Adrian Peterson crossed that line by a long shot.
Oh, definitely.
By a long shot. So wrong. You know what I mean? But it's like, you know, like I don't completely disagree with parents that hit their kids every once in a while when they're acting up, because kids are, you know, like they need to be
disciplined.
In my opinion, dude, my opinion might completely change. I'm having a kid, you know, like you never know.
Another gray area. It's depends on the child. Me and my little brother, two completely different kids.
Yeah.
You could ground me from my PlayStation when I was a kid, and it would devastate me.
Was your little brother ever fought in a ring of fire?
Should we tell that story after?
We might as well. Let's revisit the ring of fire story.
So, but my little brother, if you took like TV or something away, he didn't care. The only way to like get through to him was a regular spanking. I'm not saying like Adrian Peterson. He had to be spanked, and it still didn't work that well for him.
Yeah, he didn't get it.
He was a little demon, and so I just like, for me, like taking items away from me worked, because it just was like, oh man, if I can't do this, then, I mean, it all depends on the child.
It depends on the kid, absolutely.
There's one more thing that I want to say, is that there's an international law that you can be charged, like what's the AP thing called, like corporal punishment. The only countries in the world that didn't sign this, it was international thing, Somalia and the United States. Is that you can't be, you know, a parent can't be charged for disciplining their kids.
So America didn't sign that?
We did not sign it. Us, and I believe it's Somalia.
So in America, you can be charged for disciplining your child.
So when Rob and I go to Europe, and we're in the middle of nighting, and you know some kid comes in and like, you know, screws up our whole nighting thing, and I just happen to night in my pants early, and you know, this lady starts
We're creating a new term today.
beating her, you know, child. And
she can't be charged with that.
She can.
But what,
she can be
she
charged.
can be charged.
She can be prosecuted for that. Yes. In the United States.
I'm trying to understand the line. So in the United States.
I'm not a lawyer. Okay.
Okay. In the United States, Adrian Peterson is being charged for beating
why are
his
you
son.
on the show?
We thought we brought.
I lied to you
This
guys.
is Lawyer Week. Great.
Oh, I thought this was
So
night
hang on,
me in
hang
the
on.
face week, but okay.
I'm trying to understand what constitutes this. So hang on.
You may want to look.
Adrian Peterson is being charged with beating his son.
He's being charged with, like, you know, physically abusing
Child
his
abuse.
son. Yes, child abuse, right?
Yeah. Isn't that being charged with punishing your children, in a way?
No, it is in a way. In a way, you may want to look this up, but I know for a fact that there is some, like, I forget how it's termed.
All right, we'll look into it.
But
look into it. Let's continue the interview.
Everyone who's listening, just take it as fact. Whatever I'm saying, take it as fact.
It's always a fact. He is a lawyer.
Yeah, I am a
Being
lawyer.
from the South, we all spanked our kids. I got spanked, me and my two brothers.
But then, Chuck, not now, right? I mean, that 1964 is one thing, 2014 is another.
And that's
Maybe
fair.
we need to rethink this.
And I totally agree with that. Maybe we need to rethink it, but I think we have to really be careful trying to teach other parents how to discipline their kids. That's a very fine line.
All right, so some disagreement here, JB.
Well, I think it's not a very fine line when it comes to the way Adrian Peterson did. Adrian Peterson, he deserves to be punished for what he did. I mean, I think he belongs in jail. I mean, like
He has no remorse. He's admitted to it. He's like, I was disciplining my kid. And, you know, it's just, it is what it is. Like, he should be punished.
Admitting it is maybe that is showing. I mean, if he was denying it, that's not showing remorse
He
at all.
said, I did it, and I was disciplining my kid.
Yeah.
His latest statement was like, no, now I realize there's other ways to discipline my kid. It's all PR stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So, shall we talk about the Ring of Fire?
Yeah, we might as well dip into that.
You've never heard the Ring of Fire story, have you, Andy?
I haven't.
So about 5 or 6 years ago.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, because I was still living in West Bridgewater at the time.
Getting old.
Yeah, so my little brother, he's a hothead. Like, my little brother, complete opposite of me. I have kind of.
Can we talk about how your little brother developed a Southern accent for no reason? He lived in it. He was in. Where did he move to?
He moved to Mississippi. That's
Mississippi
where we grew up.
For all of 6 hours before he developed the Southern drawl.
He moved to Mississippi. Now my little brother, we moved back up here when he was like 9 or something.
Yeah.
So like.
Where are you guys originally from?
We were born up here.
Yep.
Both of us were born up here. We moved to Mississippi when he was about 2.
Okay.
We moved back when he was about 9.
Okay.
So, like, when we moved down there and then we moved back, I had a huge Southern accent, like, just because going to school all the time. Like, you just develop it as a child. He kind of had one, but he lost it when we moved back up here. Like, quickly, he lost it.
When I met him and when I talked to him, he talked like us.
Yeah,
he talked like someone with a Boston accent.
Right.
Which isn't really us, but he talked like everybody else.
Right. He moved to Mississippi, and he called me 2 or 3 days later and just went super Southern.
He was just all of a sudden Matthew McConaughey.
And I think Jesse was with me. I was like, listen to him talk.
Exactly. We're like, what happened?
Like, what is going on? Like, this is so fake. Like,
Like,
it was unbelievable. So the story of my little brother is he hits me up one night. He used to text me randomly.
On that same subject, we have a friend of or sister of a friend who, I'm not going to say her name, but she never even moved to the South. She just married a guy that was from the South. And now, dude, she's straight out of like an Alabama trailer right now, like the way she talks. I'll tell you what it is after. It's so bad. And like, not only that, all right, she's white, he's black, that's fine, but she calls like me and my wife, she calls us child. She's like, listen, child. I'm like, come on. You never even moved away. It's so bad.
That's awful.
It's crazy. Child.
Florida.
Continue, child.
So my little brother, he starts texting me one night. He's like,
at this point, was he a child?
Yeah. He was like, what was he, like 18? He texts me. He's like, he just texts me. He goes, I just smoked so much weed. Now, if anyone knows me, I've never smoked weed, so like it doesn't impress me if you smoke weed. Like, I don't care.
That wouldn't impress somebody that does smoke weed.
Yeah.
And
I
that
was
doesn't
like,
impress anybody.
I just go, cool, man. Good for you. I like being wicked sarcastic with him, which I'm sure is shocking that I was sarcastic with somebody.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But
continue, child.
So he's like, yeah, man. He just kept going on and on about it. And I just send this like long text. I'm like, I don't know if you're trying to impress me, but it's clearly not working.
No.
And you should probably cut the nonsense
Pick a different subject.
or talk to somebody else. He loses his mind. I'm going to kick your ass, this, that, the other thing. I'm coming to your house Saturday, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, you're going to come kick my ass on Saturday? That's what's going to happen? I was like, and then I just started going out. I'm like, can we wrestle? Should I wear my wrestling mask? Should I wear my boots? And then I called Jesse and I started telling him the story. And we're like, what if we just make a ring of fire in my backyard? He shows up. There's a ring of fire. I'm in wrestling tights, a Rey Mysterio
Mexican
Junior
wrestling mask.
Yeah, I had a Rey Mysterio Junior mask. I'm like, what if I'm just wearing this in a cape in the middle of a ring of fire when he shows up? What's he going to do? Like, and we had it all set up. We were going to do it, but he didn't show up. So
didn't show up to the ring of fire.
Yeah, so we were going to do that.
He probably like, oh, man, I need my chitlins, and maybe I can go in this ring of fire.
He wasn't Southern yet. No,
that was before he immediately developed his Southern accent.
Yeah, so.
Toenail. That's his.
Yeah, my brother's name's Timothy O'Neill, so T. O'Neill.
Toenail.
So,
that's awesome.
That's the Ring of Fire story and his nickname.
That's right, child.
Probably why me and my brother don't speak. But yeah, so
that would explain it.
He actually messaged me yesterday. I'll tell you about that later.
Did it end with an invitation to a ring of fire?
No, it was talking about. I'll tell you later.
All right, cool. Off-camera stuff.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Andy, what do you got coming up? Last time you were on the show, you were searching for a lead singer of your band. What's the updates on that?
Yeah. So our band is No More.
Is that the name of the band? No More.
I wish. It's not a bad name.
Actually,
it kind of sounds like a Christian rock.
No more.
Band.
We won't deal with any more child abuse.
This is No More.
It's just no more child abuse.
Our first song is Colossians 14:3. I think that's the name. The
first song that you should come up with is, I guess, A Little More.
It's just a Christian rock band started by Adrian Peterson, Greg Hardy, and Ray Rice.
No more child abuse.
No more wife beating. No more.
Oh.
Anyway, so the band split up.
I can't even say anything.
Yeah, it's okay.
Band split up because we didn't have a singer.
It was just
and now I'm just, making some music here and there. I got, doing some acoustic stuff. My band name Harp Spender. Basically just looking for any opportunity to play drums.
Cool.
Especially if there's good-looking women that like to play music sometimes.
Or just good-looking women that are trying to get knighted.
Yeah, if you're trying to get knighted, while I play the drums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can multitask like that.
I'll night that.
Obviously.
I can multitask, but
He'll knight you with a drumstick.
Yeah.
No. No, that's not.
You like to get knighted with a drumstick.
Yeah, it's not.
All right. Anyways.
Well, yeah. Sometimes. It really messes up my chest hair, though. I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like getting goo up in my chest.
Ah, you ruined it. It's
How
a
did I
sword.
ruin it?
You knight people with a sword, and then they're royal. They're knights forever.
Wait.
Isn't that what we were talking about?
Wait
Yeah.
a second. I was talking about.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of Stack and Smash Radio on DirtyWaterNews.com. Thanks to Andy Belmont for tuning in. You can follow Andy on Christmas by his alias rap name of Ronan Christmas.
Wait a second.
Did
I
you
can
just
follow
say
me
you
on
could
Christmas.
follow him on Christmas? Is that the only day during the year you can
I am
follow
Santa.
Hang on.
I'm
him?
Santa.
You could just follow him around on Christmas.
No. You follow him, but wait till Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Follow me around on
this is
Christmas
a
and
do
watch
not-
me
this
try to
is-
buy all my gifts at the dollar store.
This is. You'll learn the real secrets of where you got your where you got your weird china plate with Jesus on it from. Anyways,
That's
If you're trying to get
Wassalet.
knighted, it's at Ronan Christmas.
it's
on
at
Twitter.
Ronan Christmas,
Christmas.
but he only tweets on Christmas.
Only on Christmas.
Yes. We're on Twitter. Follow the show at Stack and Smash. I'm Jesse Wilkins.
I'm Rob Coakley.
Yes. Hey, intern Jared. Jay Holmes.
Jay Holmes.
We're gonna play the intro as our outro.
Intro.
We
outro.
learned that trick by accident one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so play SNS 100 Stack and Smash opener.
100.
This has been episode 22.
22.
That's right. You heard it here first. 20 cents 2.
Hello. I'm a zombie.
Stack and Smash Radio.
Next week we have on the show.
Macy's sales clerk checking out my pack. Not part of the Jody Foster fan club anymore that I created.
That's been his mind. I have a very hard time expressing